with that perspective. Moving on now to the cement space, Puneet Dalmia, Managing Director of Dalmia Cement, joins us on the phone line. Mr. Dalmia, thanks very much for speaking with us. How have you seen growth in volumes for this month so far? And cement industry, the volume growth has declined to lower single digits. What is your estimate of how the growth will pan out for the rest of the year and how the cycle will play itself out?
I think if we look at the first half of the year, the volume growth at an all India level has been 12%, but there have been significant regional variations. If you look at South India, the growth has been only 4%. If you look at East India, the growth has been 20%. And if you look at the northern part of the country, the growth has been around 12% also. And my view is that the demand growth has been more than optimistic. We think the stimulus package is working. And in South India, where the growth has been less than expected, we believe that the second half will be better than the first half. So we expect higher growth than 4% in the second half of the year. So I think at an overall level, we think India will grow at 10% this year. And the cement demand in India will grow at 10% this year, and which is very good. If you look at the supply side, there has been significant capacity additions in the country. And part of it has been absorbed by the demand growth. But in South India, where demand growth has been less than the national average, the prices have been under pressure. And we foresee that prices will continue to be under pressure for the next 12 to 18 months. However, the overall margins in the industry will be, cushioned to some extent because the raw material prices have corrected significantly.
Mr. Dalmia, a quick comment on the numbers that have come out for the month of October. You have ACC that's actually down 1% on the dispatches. Ambuja is up just about a measly 3%. Okay, is this now just setting a trend for really muted growth forward? Because we have post-monsoons now. There has been already pickup in infrastructure spend. Why is the cement sales numbers not showing it now for the month of October?
I think the monthly growth numbers need to be taken with a little bit of caution, because there is seasonality in demand in our sector, and different parts of the country have rains at different parts in time. So it is better to look at YTD numbers before you can make a take a view on the trend line. So our view is that monthly variations will always persist, and sometimes company level variations apart from seasonality are also affected by plant shutdowns or plant maintenance related factors. Taking a trend line view based on 1 month's numbers is not the most accurate thing to do. And overall, from a demand perspective, we feel that India is actually on expectations, and we think that 10% demand growth is better than what everybody thought.
Sure. We've already had more than 20 million tons being added in the first half of this fiscal in terms of cement capacity additions. What capacity utilization levels are you seeing for the industry? There are estimates that are expecting about 84% for fiscal 2010. Is that a number you think is quite likely? And then how is that going to impact margins for the industry now, keeping in mind that cement prices are going to start correcting downwards?
I think if you look at the capacity utilization, again, it varies from region to region, and the capacity utilization is between 85 to 92% depending upon the region. Our view is that capacity utilization is going to come down by about 5% to 7%, and the lowest level might be somewhere close to 80%. And as I said earlier, we believe that there will be pressure on prices given the fact that there is new capacity coming on. However, part of this pressure on prices will be offset by the fact that raw material prices like coal prices have also corrected, and even the excise duty has come down from 12% to 8%. So to that extent, some of the margin pressures will be mitigated due to the correction in the cost structure.
Right, Mr. Dalmia, thanks very much for joining us with your assessment of the situation in the cement industry. With that, it's a wrap in this show. The markets for their bet, strong technical bounce back, up 300 points in counting for the Sensex. Likewise for the Nifty, looking strong. Let's see how the remaining part of the day for the trading session, fans. From Damni Massive, thanks very much for watching this lap of markets. Now up ahead, more market watch and updates.